Good evening, everybody. On the top of the world of sports, North Dakota's two state universities can forget about thoughts of joining the Big Sky Conference, at least for another season. League officials meeting tonight in Bozeman, Montana, rejected expansion bids from UND and NDSU, citing problems in scheduling and travel with a 10-team conference. This move was looked upon with great anticipation by Sioux and Bison fan supporters as a great opportunity to gain Division I status in both football and basketball and to enhance scheduling with non-conference opponents. So with no going to be the answer, sorry fans, but this could mean another year with Platteville on the Sioux schedule. The Minnesota Twins are enjoying the day off today. Just ask the Twins' bewildered pitching staff. Minnesota, coming off a horrible road trip, winning only 3 of 9 ball games, yielded an average of 7 runs or better on that eastern swing. Currently in 5th place in the American League's West Division, the Twins will return home to the Met tomorrow night. They will play host to the Detroit Tigers. Dave Goltz will be on the mound for the Twins. It'll be Dave Rozema for the Tigers. New York Yankee manager Billy Martin was voted a bit of confidence today, despite rumored reports that once again his job is in jeopardy. Club owner George Steinbrenner, after an hour-long meeting, assured Martin that his job is secure for at least the remainder of this season. So ends another New York Yankee crisis. This afternoon in the National League, the first-place Philadelphia Phillies are in Chicago playing a doubleheader. And the game was barely underway when the Cubs got a break as Bobby Mercer's 2-out first-inning grounder skipped off second baseman Ted Sizemore's glove. It was good for a base hit. Phillies starter Larry Christensen then grooved one to Dave Kingman, who sent it out of Wrigley Field. It was the 16th of the year. That gave the Cubs a 2-0 lead. That would stand up for Mike Krukow, and his first start since being recalled from Wichita earlier in the week. Krukow did come up with a defensive gem, getting Sizemore at first while down on his knees. Watch how he feels this one. This will end the 5th inning on a beautiful play. The Cubs suffered what could be a major loss in the 8th inning when Kingman caught Jose Cardinal's medium deep fly. He then pulled up lame with an injured hamstring muscle in his right thigh, and he was forced to leave the ball game. Krukow then wrapped up a 3-hit masterpiece, getting Gary Maddox to flat right. Once again, the final score was Chicago 2, Philadelphia nothing, and that second game is just getting started. I'll have that score for you later tonight. Back with more after this. Minnesota North Stars officials are saying that he's the kind of player that they can build their entire franchise around. Talking about 22-year-old Bob Smith, the North Stars' #1 draft pick last week. And he signed a 5-year contract today, totaling somewhere in the neighborhood of $800,000. The 6'4", 210-pound defenseman was actually offered a contract for $1.3 million by the New England Whalers of the World Hockey Association. But Smith said it's been his dream to play in the National Hockey League. Well, it hardly seems possible, but the Minnesota Vikings opened training camp yesterday in Mankato with some 40 veterans and a group of promising young rookies reporting. The Vikings will have only 9 days before that first preseason game with Cincinnati. And I talked with All-Pro tackle Ron Yeri.
Okay, Ron, any different approach going into camp this year than in the past?
No, not really. It's the same old training camp it's been the past 10 years. So it's you get out there and you better be in shape. They expect you to be in shape. You don't have that much time to get ready for the first game. So it's just everything's up to you.
Do you think it's cutting it close, only 9 days before the first game?
No, we've got a veteran team, so we know all the plays, and they can put the system in a lot faster than if you had every year you had 10 or 15 rookies making the team. But we, in the past, have very few guys, maybe 3 or 4 rookies will make the team a year, and because of that, learning the system is very simple.
Tonight at 10, you'll hear from wide receiver Sammy White. Well, the Minnesota Kicks, leaders in the North American Soccer League Central Division by 10 points, will try to end that 3-game losing slump tomorrow night. They'll be in Chicago to meet the Sting. Kicks leading scorer Alan Woolley will be back in the lineup after sitting out the last 2 weeks with a pulled hamstring muscle. The Kicks' next home game is Wednesday. They will take on the Portland Timbers. A couple of sports reminders in our area. The 2nd annual Grand Forks Open Tennis Tournament will be held this weekend at the Tennis Center. Already 45 participants have been entered, which promises to highlight some of the top local talent around. And the Harold Carson Memorial Golf Tournament gets underway tomorrow in Langdon. All the proceeds going to the Heart Research Foundation. That's our story in sports. We'll see you back at 10:20 tonight.
Working on the near side. Cox with one hand on the stick. Cox centering pass to Chadwick, got knocked aside by the Gopher defense. 18:15 to go, first period. Erwin Martins takes the quick shot in on goal. Chadwick standing there. Bouncing puck. Christian shot. Score! His goaltender and Janisak. Janisak who leaves off for Baker. Joe Baker. Senior out of White Bear Lake gets it in and over to McClanahan. Shot and goal. Score! Stankoven to drop the puck. And Baker streaking the zone, puts it in the net. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Trying to get it into Maholka. The puck comes back to Baker. The Gophers trying to set up and really getting things going their way at this point. Loose puck is picked up by Hemmelwright, trying to lead Zapernick in and cleared to the way there by Janisak. Goes back to Zapernick. Zapernick, a couple of people get tied up. Shot, score! Taylor! To Berge. Just 8 seconds now. Strobel gets the puck over to Haar. Haar trying to bring it in on Cox. Brad Cox gets the puck down ice. The Sioux have killed yet another penalty. North Dakota back to full strength. 4:20 to go. Intercepted by Myers. Myers looking. Berggrass score! Beautiful passing combination. The third period, puck comes back to Baker. Baker's drive is knocked down by Christian. Goes back to Chadwick. This line has really been flying. Janisak leaves for his defensive Baker. Baker trying to come out with it. Breaks it up ice to Lambert. Lambert, 14, working at the center zone. Lambert takes the shot on goal. It's off the heel of the defenseman. Rebound shot on by goal by Baker. Goes back to Lambert. Lambert looking into the slot. Lynn, shot, score! Bruce Lynn took the quick wrist shot. The Gophers are back 4-2. 36 seconds now left to be killed on the penalty. Centering pass goes back to Baker. The Gophers still in a 5-on-4 situation. It comes outside across the line. How Stankoven got the stick on that shot of Strobel, I'll never know. Taylor now. Gives it up ice to Myers. Rick Myers. Myers shot. Score! Short-handed goal by Rick Myers. For the Gophers, the puck comes back to center zone where John Meredith, who's not had a heck of a lot of ice time this period. John Meredith coming across the North Dakota line, ticked off the play by Taylor. Mark Taylor trying to streak the zone. Taylor now, number 11. Mark Taylor moving in on goal. Tried to center it, the puck back, but it got knocked off the play. Now Mark picks it up. Taylor looking to the slot. Zapernick gets it in. Swartz, score! Johnny Swartz!
Coaching North Dakota's first major collegiate hockey team was Don Norman, who coached from 1947 through 1949. Cliff Fido Perper coached from 1949 through the 1956 season, and at one time coached 4 hockey teams in the area, including the university. Alan Renfrew coached from 1956 to the 1957 series, went on to coach at the University of Michigan. Bob May coached from 1957 through 1959 and coached the first NCAA Sioux Championship hockey squad of 1959. Barry Thornycraft coached from 1959 to 1964 and coached the second NCAA Championship squad of 1963. Former Sioux player became coach in 1964 through 66, Bob Peters. Bill Selman then took up the reins in 1966 and coached through the 68 season, went on to coach at the University of Minnesota Duluth, and is currently the coach at St. Louis University. Former Olympian Rube Bjorkman took the reins over in 1968 and is the current coach here at the University of North Dakota. I'm in the new Winter Sports Arena. This is where Sioux teams have enjoyed success since November 10th, 1972. As Bob Johnson put it, not all Sioux teams have been able to enjoy the luxuries of this fantastic 5,000-seat arena. The North Dakota Hockey Spectacular brought back its players and gave them a chance to reminisce about their collegiate days right here in Grand Forks. If it wasn't in this arena, it was the one right across the street. And we now listen to some of those memorable moments.
I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed them. I spent 4 real good years here. I think the university is a great university. I've met some people in the years that I've been playing in the National Hockey League, and some of the people have heard about University of North Dakota and how the degree is a definite degree that people can get a job by and everything else. I enjoyed University of North Dakota. Played in a cold building, but if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it again.
How about the high point in your career? I suppose you had many, 2-time All-American, but if one sticks out in your mind.
My sophomore year, we went to the NCAA. I think a lot of people might remember. In Duluth, we happened to lose at the time to Denver. At the time, midway through the third period, 0-0, and they scored a goal and ended up winning the tournament. But that was a highlight of my career. And my junior and senior year were good years. But when as being named an All-American, I'll never forget that.